it's me, Canadensis, and for today's video we are going to be doing an unboxing and review of the limited edition Disney World 50th anniversary Cinderella doll that came out not that long ago. She actually came very fast. That's the thing with Disney dolls, sometimes they come immediately and sometimes they come like 3 weeks after you order them, or never. Sometimes they just don't come. This doll better be good, because they charged me twice and caused a nightmare situation with me and my bank, so... Anyways, I'm going to get her out of the shipper box so I can show her to you in box. So I will be right back. One of the few instances where I want to keep the box. Look how cool this is. So it's one of the like regular styled boxes that we're used to for the 17-inch dolls now, but it has doors. And the addition of doors just makes this so much better. Although I do think this would be annoying if you're an inbox collector, but I don't know, this is really, really cute. And look. She's amazing. It reminds me of like a wedding dress. I don't even know. It's marvelous. So the box has Cinderella's castle on the front. It says Walt Disney World 50 and it says Cinderella Collector Doll. I'm really glad that they decided to put these on the Shop Disney website for people to actually get. I assume most of the dolls are at Disney World because she sold out weirdly fast on the website. I'm very grateful that I did get her. And she has, look at how cool the box is. And then on the back it says, Disney is proud to present this limited edition Cinderella doll in celebration of Walt Disney World's, actually it just says Walt Disney World 50th anniversary. With a wave of a wand and bibbidi bobbidi boo enchantment, this one-of-a-kind collectible brings to life the dazzling magic of this momentous occasion. Revel in the excitement past midnight with this beautiful keepsake for fans and collectors alike. Really wish I could just go to Disney World. She's so cool, and this box is fantabulous. Alright, and now let's take a look at the doll herself, and before I completely unbox this doll, I'm going to do a zoom in of the box so you guys can see it. Oh, she's so pretty! I'm excited, even though I do already have a 17-inch Cinderella doll, I have the Saks one, I'm excited to have another one, and the outfit is different enough where I'm completely happy with her. I don't think she's going to be, like, redundant in my collection or anything. Oh, she's so cool. Alright, I'm gonna turn the camera around so that you guys can see her up close. The box on the front, and you can see that really cool picture of the castle. The sides are just blank, and then there's some swirls on the bottom and the top. Flip it around, and you can see that amazing holographic finish that it has, but with my studio light, it's a bit tricky to see from the other angles, so this is much better for this box. It's so cool. And then if we flip around to the front again, we can open the box up, and it's held with magnets. I like the magnets, like I think they work quite well, but if you look, they're super obvious. And like over time these get super like even more obvious, if you can believe that. And you can get a peek at that gorgeous dress under there. So she's so cool. So I hadn't really pieced together why I was so interested in this doll, because as a rule I just want one of each of the princesses in 17-inch form. Like, I don't need every single one. If I have one of each I will be ecstatic. So, but this doll, as soon as I saw her I was like, need her. I think the thing about this one that separates her from the others is that this is one of those ones, like the designer dolls, where she's wearing something absolutely wildly different that Cinderella doesn't wear anything like this in the movie. And I really, really like that, because with the designer dolls that means I can have every single Ariel, and they're all very different, not including Fairy Tale Designer. This is why I don't like Fairy Tale Designer as much, because I just want to see them in interesting things. If I just wanted an Ariel and a mermaid tail, I have a million options. Meh, not that interesting. Pink dress, I have a lot of options, and meh. But to get like a really interesting outfit like this is your option, and I think it's just so fun, and that's my personal like preference with my collection, is to have them in like very different outfits, because I have one of each classic doll. Like, I get it, you know? So I really, really love when we get to see concepts like this, and I really hope we see more of them in the 17-inch line, because the 17-inch dolls are my favorite in terms of, like, the body and head and the hair. Like, I just really like that. But then my favorites actually, just to have in my life, are the designers. Just because I think the dresses are so much more interesting and they give the artists so much more room. And I do appreciate that the 17-inch dolls tend to be more movie accurate. Like, it's fun. You get to have them on a larger scale in a higher quality, but I don't know. I would really like to have like a lot of different outfits. So if they continue to do dolls like this, I'm going to start having doubles of characters. And yeah, so I wanted to go over this doll a little bit, and then I'm going to flip the camera around, and I'm also going to show her to you next to my Saks Fifth Avenue Cinderella. First, mine is number 3491. I'm going to cover my number just because sometimes people will take screenshots of videos like this and try to scam people with the numbers, so just for safety reasons I'm going to cover it up. But that's what the certificate looks like. I really like it. Very beautiful, shiny. And then I really love the wand. I don't get it. It would be cool if it was a key. Like, I think that would make a lot of sense, but it's very cute. I've only been to Disney World one time, so maybe there is like a wand thing. I would love to go back to Disney World someday. Oh, also, if you are in Europe or anywhere that's not America, there is a variant of this doll that has metal drop earrings, while this one only has these plastic studs because there was some kind of safety thing. So that's kind of cool if you have the variant. And she has her choker, but it has rhinestones on it, which I think is so fun. And she has a slight variation on her normal hairstyle where she has a little braid, essentially, is the big difference. And I just love this dress. I'm really glad it's not just white, because then it would have been kind of confusing. It would have been very bridal looking, but this dress is kind of like a champagne-y, like off-white, creamy color, and God, I love it. It's so cool. It's like, it almost gives off a gold vibe, and she has these metal bracelets on. Oh my gosh. And then her shoes are amazing. And then this doll has these really amazing netting layers that they're like tied in place, so I'm not going to take them off, but they would flow a lot more if you did. And then she has these fireworks all over, because that's like a iconic Disney World thing. The fireworks, and they're amazing. They're glitter applied, they have rhinestones, and then yeah, they're all glitter applied. Sorry, I was making sure none of them were embroidery. And then there's this amazing embroidered, like, castle outline. And then the back still has all of the fireworks. It's amazing. Sorry, I know you can't see it too well. We're gonna flip the camera around. Now we are going to be taking a closer look at this beautiful new Cinderella doll, and I have brought the Saks Fifth Avenue doll over for comparison. So, of course, I'm just going to start on this doll, and then we're going to look at the things that are similar or different, not because they're bad or anything, but just because I think it's interesting to compare things, especially when they're a little bit similar, like both being Cinderella. This doll is beautiful. She has the 17-inch Cinderella face that we've been seeing for a while, and her eyebrows are a little bit more relaxed than that one. I really like them. They're brown, and then she has her blonde hair. I will say that it is a little bit darker and a little bit more of a honey blonde. I wish they would just give us that strawberry blonde that she's actually supposed to have, but it looks good. It gets the job done, and I love the new hairstyle. She has bangs swept off to the side, and they're pretty harshly gelled, and then the rest of the hair is also very harshly gelled. It's up in her little updo, and you can see what that looks like here. And then she has a crown braid. I really, really love the crown braid. I think it looks so good. It's such a subtle difference from like the other one, but I think it looks so good. And then she has these brown stud earrings, although there is a variant with the drop earrings, just I assume those aren't being sold in the US, and I kind of talked about that earlier. She has a rhinestone choker, which is the same one Saks Cinderella has, and I'll show you that later on. Her dress is really nice. It's very like vintage, like this very low neckline, and the way it sits on the shoulders, it's very, very nice. It actually reminds me a lot of the premiere Snow White's kind of the cut of the dress, if that makes sense. I don't know. It reminds me of that for some reason. Very similar color too, actually. There's sequins underneath, and then there's like some kind of netting above it, and it looks really good. I think this fabric is a little bit more delicate, so if there's any like sewing defects at all, it's very, very obvious, but I think I got a pretty good one. I think she looks super good, and it's a very fitted corset. It's got different panels here. It looks very good, and then she has just organza for her sleeves, and they're very subtly cream colored, so I really like it. I think it looks fantastic. And then if you look down here, you can see the two metal bracelets. I really like that they've been giving us metal jewelry lately. Like, yes. I think they're metal anyway. They are cold to the touch. And then her skirt has a black waistband, which I think it wouldn't work if she didn't have the black choker on, but because of the black choker, I think it works quite well. And I really like it. It brings the black in from here, and of course from the earrings. I think the way to make the black collar and the black collar and the black belt a little bit more seamlessly integrated into the design would be to give her a black headband, kind of like Saks has a blue one. I think that would have looked super good, but I think this looks really, really good as it is. And then I really like the wand. It's so cute. it just says 50 in that fun font. It has all sorts of little carvings, filigree. I'm not gonna really like describe each little thing. It's just kind of something. There it is. And then as we move down, it's very lightly detailed, but yeah, and it's just plastic. It doesn't have, it has like a golden finish on it, but it's not super metallic looking. It's very cute though. And then if we move down, we can see the skirt. It has a lot of volume. It's not fair to compare her to Saks in this regard, because the volume on this skirt is absolutely ridiculous, but this is a huge amount of volume, and it is achieved with a light amount of crinoline, but most of it is actually just based on the construction. It's really, really impressive, and I adore this this tulle that they've put over, and they have rhinestones all over the tulle, and oh my gosh, it just looks so good, and it's all the way around. Mine's a little bent in the back from packaging, but it'll go down, and then we can see on the back, this is where like the one big sewn line is, but no big deal. And then you can see there's actually a black trim on the bottom of the dress as well. All these different fireworks, and they are underneath this tulle layer. On the front, the tulle layers are actually like pinned down, and I want to leave those pins in place. I just think they look really good where they are, but that's kind of what the fabric looks like as is. It's a very nice satin. Like, I think it's a satin, and it's much nicer than a lot of the satin materials that Disney likes to use. I hate satin so much because it pulls really easily. And then you can see, I'm not going to cut that tie, but you can see the beautiful embroidery. This piece is insane. Look at that. So beautiful. And you can see all of these fireworks. I love the way that they've achieved this kind of ombre look, almost like clouds or mist, by doing many layers of the tulle. So at the top there's a lot more layers, and at the bottom obviously there's less, so it like transitions really nicely. I think that's such a pretty detail. It's such a beautiful touch. And then if we lift her skirt a little bit, we can see her shoes, which are they're just about the same as the Saks shoes, but they have the black painted bows on them, which I really love. I felt like the Saks doll, my biggest complaint with her was that her shoes were really boring. Like, I don't know, I feel like the live action Cinderella probably had more interesting shoes, and they could have just used that mold, so I thought that was kind of weird, but these shoes are a different mold completely. They're kind of more of a loafer style, I guess, with the heel, of course, but yeah, let me get much closer for you guys. Very cute shoes. I definitely prefer those to the Saks ones, just because the Saks ones are really basic. I don't know. Alrighty, so now I wanted to compare the dolls. So the main point of comparison is actually going to be like the faces, because the dresses are so different that I don't really see the point in actually comparing them. The faces they're definitely on the same face mold, but the paint style has changed very subtly. I think Saks has like slightly bigger eyes, and her eyebrows are a little bit more sassy. If you look, these have like, they're much softer and they're much more demure, while this one is a little bit more like, yeah, I don't know. And then she has the exact same rhinestone choker, which I don't mind that at all. I really like it. It's better than just doing a black ribbon. They both have stud earrings. The Saks doll has these just silver ones, and then this one has black ones. And then the hairstyle is one of the biggest points of difference here. This one it's just a lot more voluminous, and there's all these curls, and it's so fun. I love this doll's hairstyle. It's definitely my favorite Cinderella hairstyle I've ever seen in doll form. While this one's is much more tame. It's very like slicked back, and yeah, I like it a lot. We did look at it earlier, and it looks like maybe it's a slightly different color, but it's so slight. This one just looks a little bit more of a honey blonde than the other one. I'm really happy that these dolls are so different, because I was very worried that this would be my Amazing Cinderella doll and then this would be my other Cinderella doll. And with my 17-inch dolls, the reason that I don't buy like 5 Ariels, there's not 5 Ariels, but you know, I don't have every single Ariel, and I don't really want every single Ariel, because I feel like I would just favor one of them, you know? And I was worried about that with these Cinderellas, because I only really want one of each character, but because this dress is so different, like I was saying earlier, I'm really, like, it doesn't bother me at all. I think she's fantastic. She's so beautiful, and she's more of her own thing than being Cinderella, to be honest. It's just like Cinderella is wearing something else, and I really appreciate that. I think she's so cool. She's so cool, and I'm so happy to add her to my collection. I would love to know what you guys think, if you either added her to your collection or why you didn't add her to your collection, or just what you think of her in general. I think she's super interesting. I know she's very different and this isn't something Cinderella wears, but to me that's a positive thing. Like, I don't know. I prefer to see them in different things because we've seen the same exact outfit done 1,000 times. Even on the designer dolls, if you look up, look at my 2 Cinderella designer dolls. They're wearing very similar dresses. And this doll right here is actually wearing a dress that's extremely similar to the Sax doll's dress. And that just makes me like, well, one is clearly superior, so. Whereas with like my two Rapunzel designer dolls, they're both so wildly different. They almost don't seem to be the same character, and I love that. I think it's so cool. Like, the original designer Rapunzel just looks so mean and sassy and like catty, while the other one's just... she's like at the party. She doesn't even know where she is. She's just kind of dancing around, you know? I don't know. Sorry, that was a bit of a tangent, but that's kind of just my take on the new situation. Because I know a lot of people are saying like, oh, they're going too far and they're making the dolls too different, but I don't know. To me, that's a good thing. That's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. For real this time. Bye!